Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We've got a Garage Project beer this morning. It's called Red Diamond. It's got some pretty cool can artwork. And they've called it a West Coast Red IPA. So, yeah, Red IPAs, quite often they're West Coast leaning, but I like the fact that they've labelled it that way because you can get some these days that are sort of like hazy style. But yeah, I love a West Coast leaning red, so this is going to be very enjoyable. Garage Project doing well as also. So it's 6.4%, and they've named it 6.4 Carat West Coast Red IPA. So playing on the whole diamond thing. Yeah, should be a good one. Hops is Chinook, Mosaic, and Citra. So they generally go pretty well in a Westie. Yeah, I've got my Happy Festival glass. So that's a festival used to be organised by Garage Project. I think it stopped once the pandemic hit. They used to get a heap of their brewery friends from around the world down to New Zealand and put on a big festival. So let's get into it. Hopefully everyone's having a good weekend. Cheers, Daniel. Good to see you. I started yesterday and then I sort of stopped. I think I did those 4 beers on the review and I was feeling pretty buzzed. And then I went and got some food and had a triple IPA, and I think that just wrecked me. I was too tired then. I sort of had a feeling yesterday I'd get sleepy. So it pours quite a dark red. It's I would say like a dark amber. It looks darker in the camera. Sort of hard to get the right lighting, but it's got quite a reddish hue. So yeah, in reality, it's a lot redder than what it is in the camera. I would say quite hazy, about a 1 finger head, and I reckon a medium body. Carbonation's pretty mild. Let's go a whiff. Whew. So you're getting that huge caramel toffee. Pine. And then there's some citrus there, like grapefruit and orange. Smells good. Slightly resinous, maybe a little dank. You may even get a touch of that berry quality from Mosaic, which doesn't seem to appear as much as it used to, but I feel like I'm getting it here. Slightly biscuity. Let's get in there anyway. Cheers, guys. It's exactly how I like my red IPAs. So there's some sweetness up front. You're getting from like that caramel biscuity backbone. And then boom, the bitterness just hits you. It's quite piney, like grassy, resinous. You're getting like grapefruit pith, like a more of like a juicy orange, like sweet. Yeah, I feel like I get sort of like a sweet tart berry flavour. Very nice beer. The balance is unreal because you're getting like quite a bit of sweetness, but also like a big kick of like bitterness. Mouthfeel, yeah, it's like as I said, medium body. The mouth feels like, how would you describe it? It's fairly smooth for the style. Hmm. I got a dog behind me one side, and then I've got a fly buzzing around my head. So that last smell I just had, then I got like a cola vibe. It's something I get sometimes from stouts. It's quite often you'll get it when you get like caramel, sort of brown sugar note, and some citrus. I don't really get a brown sugary thing from this, but that combination of like, yeah, caramel and citrus, it's sort of giving me like a Coca-Cola vibe. Interesting. It may even be that sort of berry character too. I think I'll have to save a bit for the photo for this one. So, anyone have any plans for the weekend? Nice quiet one for me. First week back at work, and yeah, sort of in a different role, so just getting used to new things, hanging with new people. Um, yeah, it was pretty cruisy, but yeah, I ended up like feeling really tired and quite lethargic after the week. So yeah, yesterday I wasn't surprised I was so tired. Woke up early this morning, did a bit more recycling. I've got rid of so many cans and bottles. I ended up making, I think I made about $70 or $80, and I've still got some left over. So it goes to show how many cans and bottles I had, like just ready to go, because they're 10 cents for every can or bottle, and I've I've made $80 so far. So I've had at least 70 or yeah, it would mean that I've had, yeah, 800 bottles sitting around or cans. If you can be bothered doing it, it's worth it. But yeah, it's like you just need to sort of have them stacked away neatly and ready to go. It was funny how many people were down there. 7 a.m. Sunday morning, there's like five people all doing the same thing. I thought I'd be the only one down there for sure because it was so early on a Sunday. It's annoying though when you've got like a big collection and then there's certain sizes that don't work, and then you're like, well, where the hell am I meant to put these? So I just go and chuck them in the bin up near the supermarket because it's like I've come all the way with them, like, yeah, walked there with all this shit, and yeah, it's like I'm not taking them back home. They're staying here. Yeah, it's a fairly smooth body. That toffee flavour's awesome. I've had a couple of sort of Irish reds recently because of St. Paddy's Day, and it sort of gives that same character. Yeah. It's one of those days where I might do a hangout. I'd love to do a hangout and listen to tunes, but yeah, it definitely messes up your channel. The old hay fever again today. God damn it. So yeah, most people are probably on Simos at the moment. Just doing a stream over there in the UK. I think it's Craig's birthday today, so as in Kent Beer Reviews, and he was out on the town, and I think he was going to come back and jump on Simos. Cheers, Josh. You having a drink? I think I seen you. I liked your brew host photo. Just seen that not long ago. Pardon me. I'm on a red West Coast IPA. Quite enjoyable. By the Almighty Garage Project, New Zealand's finest. It's cool how they've labelled it a West Coast red IPA. I like that. Because you get some red IPAs these days and they're sort of like hazy leaning. But yeah. Cool. Cheers, Keith. Good to see you, brother. I was watching some of your guitar work last night. It was good, dude. I think you were testing out pickups and stuff. Looked pretty sick. Yeah, I've got a good collection of like Range have done 4 absolute banger UK collabs. One with Cloudwater, one with Track, one with Beak, and one with Daya. So I was going to do them as a collection, the 4 together. But yeah, I might wait till like later in the week or something. I was going to do it today, but I thought, oh, I've got other beers that have been sitting for a while, and those 4 beers are pretty new, so I could give them another week or two. One of them's like it's known as a Hopfen Weiss or something, and it's real strong. It's real weird. I don't really know much about it. Yeah, I was sort of thinking the same, dude. I was thinking of cracking one of my bottle logics. The I think I've got one that's like maple pecan or something. I was like, wouldn't mind drinking something like that today. Cool. Yeah, you got to get some more of them. One thing that's awesome with Pahala is you get these huge as tasty impy stouts and barley wines, and they're like reasonable price. So yeah, I was considering maybe doing a hangout after this. Um, I was going to join Simo's, but I sort of can't be fucked. Plus, he'll end up like he'll probably only be going for another hour anyway. Cool. Surely you'll have to review it first. You should review it and then, yeah, like review it and then, buddy, just drink a bit of it in the review and then just sit on it. Yeah. I don't know if Craig's up there yet, but he only just got home. I said to Craig, like, because I think Craig was talking about me going on the Simos with them and hanging out for Craig's birthday, but I just said to Craig, I'm like, I'll probably just end up doing something myself, sort of start a bit later. I don't know if I can be bothered leaving any in this for the photo. It's going down too good. Cheers, Levi. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, because I know he just got home about 10 minutes ago, so I thought he's probably joined already. If you're still there, Keith, what's the West Coast you're drinking on? Probably something from the great state of North Carolina. Yeah, Garage Project is so good. I used to buy a lot of stuff. They've got an Australian web shop. I used to buy a lot off there, and then I got a couple of sort of packages where it was like I feel like their cans were maybe getting warm and cold and warm and cold, and they started to get a few problems with getting some dodgy stuff. So, and I've heard other people say the same thing. So it was like I felt like if you were going to buy Garage Project here in Melbourne, you were best to buy them from the bottle shops instead of their web shop because they're probably going straight into a warehouse and they're not like refrigerated or something. It just got to a stage where I was just starting to have a few of their beers going, this doesn't taste like it's meant to. These guys are awesome. Yeah, for sure. You may as well crack one of them, especially too if you guys are in the cold weather and you're starting to warm up a little bit. Be a good time to have one. Cool. What are you drinking, dude? Yeah, fucking oath. Start opening one now. Give yourself a bit of time. It is good when you get a wax bottle occasionally and you'll sort of rip into it with the knife and then all of a sudden you get a clean cut and it just opens straight away. But it's quite rare. Someone was telling me they've never had problem with them. It was either Harry or Adam. They were saying, "Oh, people whinge about wax bottles, and I find them easy." I think it was Harry. I've had heaps of fucked ones where it takes like ages, and you just like stabbing at it and get little bits, and yeah. Then you get the ones that are like double waxed, natty not natty light. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like I'd be the same if I had a missus at the moment. They'd fucking hate the amount I spend on craft beer, and they'd hate the amount of glassware I've got. You don't need that many glasses. I fucking do, all right? Just leave me alone. Like my beer glassware's that out of hand. It's like I've got nowhere to put them. So even if they've been washed and they're sitting there clean, it's like I'll have them sitting on the sink, like off to the left, sort of thing. And like it doesn't worry me because I live alone and they're stacked neatly in that. But I could just imagine, like if I had a missus or like people coming over and that all the time and be like, why have you got so many glasses sitting there? Yeah, for sure. The worst is if you've got like a teenage daughter because they want like the best of everything these days because of fucking social media. They want bloody telephones when they're about 10 years old. Yeah. Oh no, that'll be hell. The the bitterness in this bad boy just lingers. It's like the carbonation in it's like making me hiccup. Because it's so like piney and resinous and like pithy, like the bitterness is intense. It's like it's almost like it's too brutal to be drinking in the like for my first beer. I mean, it's only it's 11 not quite 11 a.m. But yeah, it's a great beer. I wasn't going to review it. I was just going to drink it. Then I'm like, nah, clearly deserves to be reviewed. But yeah, if anything with this, because it's got so much going on, I'd probably think if I was blind tasting it, I would feel like it's bigger than 6.4. 6.4 is pretty low for an IPA. It just drinks like it's more like sort of mid sevens, close to eight. Yeah, for sure. Oh, fuck. Yeah, after I did my recycling this morning and come home, it was still obviously super early. And I got in the shower and I was like, I want to crank some music in the shower. But like because I have neighbours pretty close to where my bathroom is, it's like you can't sort of do it. Like, I mean, especially at that hour on a Sunday. I was like, it's a bit harsh. I was in the mood to crank some metal like real loud. I reckon I'd score these probably a 4.2 out of 5. I feel like if it was a double, had a bit more oomph with the malt base. I feel like the hop character's spot on. Like, there's not really much they need to do to improve that. But like, yeah, sort of a bigger malt base, a little bit more body to it, more of that sort of stickiness. It would be a very fucking good beer. Yeah, the more I sort of drank it, I was like, yeah, sort of getting more of that like berry, like floral sort of character. Peeling flesh. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check them out. I'll put it into Spotify now. Oh, how cool is this, Josh? I don't know if you've seen it, but Parkway Drive they're where they grew up in Byron Bay. Everyone kept pinching the street sign, so they decided they're going to bring them out as merch. So I was like, "That's fucking sick." I was thinking of putting it like up on the wall back here behind me. Yeah, it's good. Like it's good, sort of going back and listening to stuff you listened to as a teenager, and then just trying to find stuff that's completely different as well. Yeah, pretty cool. So it was one of the dad's idea to do it, probably because he was sick of people stealing the street sign. He goes, "Why don't we just make them as merch? People will probably buy them." So I was like, "Fuck!" And apparently they sell out real quick. They've already made 3 batches, and they just keep going. Simo, the other day, Simo said something about Parkway Drive, and then I go, "Oh, hang on, check this out, Simo." And I come back, and he goes, "I bet you he's got the sign." I held it up, and he goes, "You cunt." Stardust concrete cages. What genre is that, dude? Is that like heavy stuff? Yeah, I've got Parkway Drive in June at the Sydney Opera House. That's with the orchestra. But then Oasis and Metallica aren't till the end of the year. And yeah, that other gig I went to last week. That's all I've got planned so far. I might have a beer festival in about a month's time. I ended up getting free tickets, so that'll be pretty cool. Yeah. What's your latest sort of outdoor videos been, Levi, or haven't you done any for a while? I haven't sort of seen anything pop up. I'm still considering doing that stuff in the backyard with that huge tree I've got. It was cool the other night. I was out at the clothesline real late at night, just taking clothes off before it started raining. And I could sort of see something swooping above my head. And it was a huge as bat, and it had like a huge wingspan, and it's come straight down from the tree towards me, and then just like dipped back up and took off. Sounds awesome. Cool. Yeah, there's not enough like orchestra sort of stuff with like rock and metal because it's something that really works, if especially if like the band is fairly technical. It's like bagpipes. I want to hear more bagpipes in rock music because it works. It's fucking unreal. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've sort of seen quite a bit of your beach stuff. Obviously, it hasn't sort of been the weather for it of late. When I get my vehicle sorted again, it's been a while. I'll start doing more trips down the forest and the coast and that, and it'd be cool to do some beer reviews in the forest. That'd be fucking awesome. they'd have to be like, they won't be live though. They'll be like filmed and then shown afterwards. Just there's no fucking phone reception in most of those areas. Yeah, I know Malmsteen. He's cool. I think I've seen some of the orchestra stuff. Me and one of my mates that I used to play cricket with, we used to listen to a lot of him, a lot of like Steve Vai, Van Halen, Marty Friedman, just like heaps of the awesome guitar dudes. He actually played, Inve played in Melbourne not long ago. I think he's Swedish. Cool. Has he still got the long dark hair? It's probably grey now. Paul Gilbert. Yep. Yeah, I'm not familiar with him. One that I liked, it's real bluesy, is Gary Moore. It's pretty cool. It's sort of like, I don't know, it's like real powerful, sort of uplifting guitar work, real bluesy. Does a lot of sort of like ballady love stuff, but also like gallopy sort of stuff as well. But yeah, I better wrap this up. As I said, I might do a hangout after this. We'll see what happens. But if I do, we'll just be talking shit, like continuing on with music chat, and yeah, I'll just smash a couple of easy beers like some VBs. And cool. I haven't actually seen any of your unicycle stuff. I got to check that out. I remember talking about unicycles with Drew, and then he said how you had a couple of videos up. It was probably before I knew who you were. Yeah, yeah. I'll have to recommend you some Aussie stuff, dude. If you like that sort of classic rock, stadium rock sort of sound, I've got a few good Aussie bands for you. They're sort of like modern day AC/DC. Cool. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, and yeah, you might see me again soon. Um, yeah, today's one of those days. I just want to share some beers with peeps and have a bit of a laugh and talk some shit. So this beer, Red Diamond, was known as a 6.4 carat West Coast red IPA. So it's 6.4%. West Coast leaning red by Garage Project out of Wellington, New Zealand. My favourite Kiwi brewery. I would say it's a very good take on it. Jeez, that blowfly was like a bird. It went across the camera. Yeah, I would say very good take on a red IPA. It's a good caramel toffee backbone, slightly biscuity, sweet up front, dry and bitter on the back end, a little bit dank, a little bit resinous. Yeah, very piney. You had like citrus and orange, and yeah, like berry. Um, yeah, definitely recommend trying it. And I gave it a 4.2 out of 5. Any beers from these guys, give a go, especially their limited edition beers. They're elite level. Some of their hazy IPAs are probably as good as any others in the world, and their stouts as well. So, yeah, thanks, peeps, for chiming in, and we will see you again shortly. Cheers.